Hello students and welcome to the next class on terpenoids. In my last class we have discussed about farnesol, which belongs to class sesquiterpene. Today we will discuss another compound, gingiberine, which belongs to the same class, and it is a monocyclic sesquiterpene. We will touch upon the following points: its occurrence and uses, structure elucidation, and finally the synthesis of gingiberine. Gingiberine constitutes the main proportion of ginger oil, in which it is present about 20 to 40%. It is optically active and exists in the levo form in ginger. It is used in cosmetics and fragrances, and it is very important from the medicinal point of view, as you can see in this slide. Next we come to the structure elucidation of gingiberine. Structure elucidation is done. First of all, gingiberine is isolated from the ginger and it is subjected to chemical analysis. Chemical analysis is done on the basis of carbon and hydrogen atoms, and its empirical formula is derived, and from the empirical formula and molecular weight determination, the molecular formula comes out to be C15H24. This molecular formula gives very important information about the structure of gingiberine. First of all, it contains 15 carbon atoms, which means that it belongs to sesquiterpene class. Secondly, it contains 3 isoprene units, which are joined head to tail according to special isoprene unit. The third information which we can derive from the molecular formula is the degree of unsaturation present in gingiberine, which is calculated by the given formula. Substituting the values of X and Y as 15 and 24, we get double bond equivalence equal to 4. This means either 4 double bonds are present in gingiberine, or 4 rings are present, or a combination of the two. Next we come to the nature of unsaturation which is present in gingiberine, which is done by the following experiment. Gingiberine is subjected to hydrogenation in the presence of platinum, and we get hexahydrogingiberine. From the difference from the formula, we can see that there are the difference of hydrogen atoms is 6 hydrogen atoms, or in general 3 molecules of hydrogen is added to form a saturated compound. This saturated compound means 3 double bonds are present, which inferences the 3 double bonds are present in gingiberine. Another information which we can derive from this formula is saturated hydrocarbon. It is C15S30. This means the parent hydrocarbon is of the general formula CnH2n, and this formula represents a monocyclic ring. This means that 3 double bonds are present in gingiberine, and secondly 1 ring is present. This means that it is monocyclic. 3 double bonds and 1 ring is present, which corresponds to 4 double bond equivalence. Another information which we can derive from chemical analysis is that how these 3 double bonds are present in either in the form of conjugated or they are isolated. For this, it is again subjected to another chemical reaction, which is metal dissolving reaction. This metal dissolving reaction, which is in the sodium in the presence of ethanol, it is a very characteristic reaction which gives information about the nature of conjugation. For example, it is important for the butadiene, 1,3-butadiene, for alpha-beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, and also for the aromatic compounds like Birch reduction. So when gingiberine is subjected to this metal dissolving reaction like sodium and ethanol, it forms dihydrogingiberine. From this dihydrogingiberine, an important conclusion which can be derived is that 2 double bonds out of 3 are conjugated in nature, and this means that 2 double bonds are conjugated and 1 double bond is isolated in gingiberine. This further evidence for this reaction can be from the treatment of gingiberine with HCl two molecules of HCl are absorbed by zingiberine, resulting in the formation of dihydrochloride derivatives. That means one molecule of HCl undergoes addition at the conjugated double bonds, and one HCl is added at the isolated double bond. This gives further evidence about the conjugated state of the two double bonds. There are further evidences in favor of conjugation. First is, if it is a conjugated system is present in zingiberine, then it should form an adduct with maleic anhydride. This means that it should undergo Diels-Alder reaction. This we have also seen that it forms an adduct with maleic anhydride, which gives information about the conjugation. Secondly, very important information which can be derived from the latest technique, that is UV's absorption band. The lambda max comes out to be at 260 nanometer, a very high value of 260 nanometer, which we can conclude that it is a homoannular diene. On the basis of this, the Woodward-Fieser rules can be applied for this, for the calculation of lambda max, and we can see that for the homoannular diene, the parent value is 253. Plus means here, plus indicates the increments to be added as the ring residue or substituents or exocyclic reagents present. We can then calculate the lambda max values. For the heteroannular diene, according to Woodward-Fieser rule, the base value is 214 plus the increments which are to be added. So on the basis of this, you can see the UV spectrum band, the lambda max comes out at a very high value of 260 nanometer, from which we can conclude that it is a homoannular diene. Next we come to carbon skeleton of zingiberine. Which type of skeleton is present in zingiberine? The zingiberine is subjected to dehydrogenation or cyclization, resulting in the formation of cadolin, which is an aromatic compound. This gives evidence about the skeleton of zingiberine. Further evidence regarding the carbon skeleton is given on the basis of ozonolysis, a very important reaction. Zingiberine, when subjected to ozonolysis, it forms acetone, one molecule of acetone plus a dicarboxylic acid plus levulic acid is formed by the ozonolysis. These same products were also obtained by the ozonolysis of bisabolene. These three products were again obtained, levulic acid, dicarboxylic acid and acetone were also obtained from bisabolene. And as the scientists already knew the structure of this bisabolene because it was determined in the year 1925, whereas the structure of zingiberine was established in the year 1929. So the bisabolene structure as the ozonolysis products are the same in both the compounds. Then the scientists reached on the following conclusion, that the bisabolene structure, skeletal structure is present in zingiberine. Bisabolene exists in three isomeric forms, alpha, beta and gamma, and on these three compounds this structure is present in all the three compounds, but the position of these two double bonds are different in the three isomers. So on the basis of this, the carbon skeleton of zingiberine was deduced as follows. This is the carbon skeleton. We have assigned the position of one double bond as it is same in all the three isomers. We have assigned this. Next, information which we have studied earlier is about the homoannular diene and the conjugated double bonds. So on the basis of this information and the carbon skeleton based on bisabolene, we can give the three probable structures of zingiberine. These are the three probable structures of zingiberine with the homoannular diene, as you can see here. This is second one also is a homoannular diene, and the third one is also it's a homoannular diene. Thus these are the three possible structures or the probable structures of zingiberine, which is based on the ozonolysis, and it is similar to the bisabolene. So from up till now we have the following information in hand. This is double bond equivalence is 4. It contains 3 double bonds. 2 of the double bonds are conjugated and 1 is isolated. It is a monocyclic terpenoid and it contains a homoallular diene with the skeleton given as follows, and the probable structures are this. Further evidences about the structure elucidation is given by on the basis of oxidative degradation, which gives useful information about the position of the conjugated double bonds. Zingiberine, when subjected to metal dissolving reactions like sodium and ethanol, which is the characteristic feature of conjugated double bonds, we get dihydrozingiberine. This is structure first, and which on oxidation with KMnO4 it converts into C12H20O5, which is keto dicarboxylic acid, which is obtained from dihydrozingiberine. As you can see here, there is a difference of 3 carbon atoms. This means that a molecule of acetone is given out in this reaction, resulting in the formation of 3 carbon atom less in keto carboxylic acid. This compound is isolated and its molecular formula is determined, and as general functional group analysis revealed that it contains a keto group and a dicarboxylic acid group. This keto dicarboxylic acid on reaction with bromoform test undergoes bromoform test and forms a tricarboxylic acids of the formula C11H18O6. This means 1 carbon atom is less than the keto dicarboxylic acid or compound 4. This 1 carbon atom is lost in the form of bromoform CHBr3. This reaction or bromoform test gives further evidence of the presence of a methyl ketone group in keto dicarboxylic acids. So on the basis of this flow chart, we can give the probable structure of zingiberine. This is the probable structure of zingiberine. As you can see, as the tricarboxylic acid, this tricarboxylic acid, it was isolated and the structure was determined as this one. This is the structure 3 containing 3 carboxylic acid groups, which have been resulted from the bromoform test given from this keto dicarboxylic acid. This is the probable structure of keto dicarboxylic acid. This is the methyl ketone group, bromoform test, which is being converted into carboxylic acid group in the bromoform reaction. And this keto dicarboxylic acid would have been obtained from this dihydrozingiberine. The structure of this is likely to be this, which undergoes oxidative degradation with the in the presence of potassium permanganate. This degradation resulted here. This carbon-carbon bond is broken, resulting in the formation of methyl ketone, and this carbon is converted into a carboxylic group, as you can see here. And this dihydrozingiberine has been obtained from this is the probable structure of dihydrozingiberine. That means the conjugated double bond is present here, as you can see here. So this is the probable structure of zingiberine, which is satisfying the reactions or the flow chart given in the flow chart. Last of all, the final evidence or the final proof of the zingiberine comes from the synthesis of zingiberine, which is done. The following compounds are taken. First, as you can see, this is methyl heptanone containing 8 carbon atoms. 8 carbon atoms comes from this methyl heptanone, and the 6 carbon atoms comes from the Grignard reagent, as you can see here. The methyl heptanone has been formed from this ethyl acetoacetate, and the reaction of both these compounds resulted in the formation of methyl heptanone, as we have studied also earlier in other synthesis of citral and geraniol. This methyl heptanone then reacts with Grignard reagent, and this is this reaction forming this tertiary alcohol, and this tertiary alcohol on dehydration, reduction, Birch reduction, and the reaction with Grignard reagent yields a gingiberine. So one more carbon atom, as you can see that 8 carbon atoms comes from this methylheptanone, and from 6 carbon atoms from Grignard reagent, 6 carbon atoms from this Grignard reagent, and another 1 carbon atoms comes from methyl magnesium bromide next Grignard reagent. So in the formation of or the synthesis of gingiberine involves 2 important reactions. First, the Birch reduction and the addition of Grignard reagent. So let us come to the synthesis of Grignard reagent. The starting compounds are this Grignard reagent, 4-methoxy-phenyl magnesium bromide and methylheptanone. In the presence of acid, it undergoes the reaction resulting in the formation of this compound. This compound undergoes dehydration and resulting in the formation of double bond here, which is in conjugation with the aromatic ring. This compound undergoes Birch reduction. This reduction takes place at this double bond also, and involving this aromatic ring, resulting in the formation of a vinyl ketone type of compound, as you can see here, which undergoes rearrangement in the form of acid, resulting in the formation of alpha beta unsaturated ketone. On this alpha beta unsaturated ketone, one molecule of Grignard reagent methyl magnesium bromide adds, resulting in the formation of a tertiary alcohol. This tertiary alcohol undergoes dehydration, resulting in the formation of gingiberine. So in all, there are 15 carbon atoms involved in the synthesis of gingiberine, involving Birch reduction and the addition of Grignard reagent. A very important and useful synthesis, giving a clue about giving the final clue about the reaction or the structure of gingiberine. Next, we come to the how to determine the lambda max value for gingiberine, as we have studied also earlier. As you can see, this is the final structure of gingiberine, containing 2 conjugated double bonds and 1 isolated double bond. Here this is homoannular diene, and so the base value for homoannular diene is, according to Woodward-Fieser rule, is 253 nanometer. There are 3 alkyl substituents and ring residue. As you can see, this is 1 methyl substituent present, so +5 will be added for 1 methyl substituent, and 2 ring residues are present in this gingiberine. So total of 15 nanometers is added in this base value. So the total lambda max calculated will be equal to 268 nanometers, whereas the observed value for gingiberine is 260 nanometers, which is very close to this. So this gives evidence about the conjugated nature of the double bond. Gingiberine, as you can see, it contains 2 chiral centers, so it is optically active, and as it contains 2 chiral centers. Next, we come to the summary of the structure determination of gingiberine. First very important reaction is the Diels-Alder reaction. As you can see here, it undergoes Diels-Alder reaction, confirming the conjugated nature of the double bond. And we have summarized these reactions. First of all, the hydrogenation in the presence of platinum, yielding hexahydrogingiberine, which represents the monocyclic nature of the addition of hydrochloride, dihydrochloride. As you can very well see how this is addition of this 1 HCl has added on the isolated double bond, and 1 molecule undergoes addition, 1,4 addition on this conjugated double bond, resulting in this dihydrochloride derivative. When this metal dissolving reduction resulting in dihydrogingiberine, and the oxidation of dihydrogingiberine with KMnO4 degradation method, resulting in the formation of keto dicarboxylic acid, and further reaction with the haloform reaction undergoes haloform reaction, resulting in the formation of a dicarboxylic acid and bromoform. This is the ozonolysis method, resulting in the formation of acetone, dicarboxylic acid and labulinic acid. Same compounds are obtained from bisabilane also. And this is all about the gingiberine. Thank you.